All right, let me say this. A real man respects women. Real men respect their wives. Real men respect their mothers. Real men respect their daughters. And when I counsel my daughter about finding a husband, I counsel them to look at how he treats his mother. Does he treat her with respect? Does he value her? Does he cherish her? Does he love her? Does he help her? Because how a man treats his mother will really determine, his attitude towards women, and it shows how he's going to potentially treat his wife. And so you want to find a man who loves his mother, cherishes his mother, helps his mother, and that shows you what type of husband he's likely to be. And within Christianity, we sometimes have this rep of being, misogynistic. And that's because the Bible talks about women being keepers of the home and that sort of thing, and men being the head of the home. But as the head of the home, that means that as a man, I have the obligation and responsibility to protect and to provide for my family. I'm a shield to protect them from the dangers of the world, and also to protect my wife, from the burdens of the world. Because when God cursed man in the beginning, he cursed man with to work by the sweat of his brow. The woman was cursed by working, or not by working, but by pain in childbearing. And so the modern woman actually takes on both curses. They want to have the children, and then they also want their careers. And so they have the sweat of their brow. They have the worries of work, the worries of the bills. In my opinion, a stay-at-home mother is an elevated position. It's an honored position. Like back in the Victorian day, these women who were white-skinned, and they powdered their skin because that reflected that they didn't work in the field. That they were an elevated class because they didn't have to work. So a stay-at-home mother who is homeschooling her kids and being a keeper of the home, to me, that's not downgrading her. That is elevating her. That I go out and I work, I labor, I toil, so that my wife doesn't have to. She's in this elevated position where she doesn't have to, or she shouldn't have to worry about the bills. That's my concern. She shouldn't have to worry about all the burdens of the world when it comes to working by the sweat of your brow. I was made to work in the field. I was made to labor and to sweat. And she's a nurturer. She's home with the kids. So, the attitude of the Bible towards women is not that of misogyny, which is just degrading women for being women, to demean them for being women. That's not the position of the Bible. The Bible says we're both made in the image of God. And if you're disrespecting your wife, you are disrespecting the image of God. If you're not honoring your wife, you're not honoring God. If you're not treating your wife right, then it shows you're not treating God right. You don't treat anybody right. If a man doesn't even treat his wife right, he's not going to treat anybody right. So there is this issue within Christianity and within the street preaching community. I see men who are, demeaning towards women. They're demeaning towards their wives. I just saw someone post calling, women the B word, and telling them, get back in the kitchen and make babies. And, this is disrespectful. This is not the Bible's demeanor and attitude towards women. Women are so valuable that Jesus died for them. I mean, Jesus suffered and died an agonizing death on the cross. And you're going to have that type of disrespect towards women? That needs to stop. That needs to stop. So as Christian men, real men, we respect women. We respect our mothers. We respect and honor our wives. We respect and value our daughters. As the head of the home, as the father, I protect my daughters from the dangers of men and the dangers of that world. And in marriage, when I give my daughter away in marriage, that again reflects my obligation of protection, that a man comes to me and asks for her hand, and I'm supposed to evaluate whether this man is worthy of my daughter's hand. This is an attitude of respect towards women. It's an attitude of honor and value, to cherish them. Because after all, they are the child bearers. They bear our children. So if you can't respect the woman who bears your children, then you're not a man worthy of respect yourself. A real man respects women. And that's why we go to war. When war is called and the men go to fight, it's the women who stay at home, not because they're less valuable than us, but because they're valuable. Because, I can die, but my children need their mother. And, the planet needs women to populate. You can have one man, if a global war hits and only one man survives, but, there's plenty of women, then the world will be just fine. But if all the women die, then forget it. We're done. And so we go to war, and the women stay at home with the kids, because as men, we respect our women, we protect our women, just like we protect our children. And so we go out to war, we go out to work, we go out to labor, we go out to toil. The wives and children stay at home, and it's not meant to be demeaning towards them. So if you have a disrespectful attitude towards women and you're demeaning towards women, you need to put a stop to that, and you need to put a stop to that real quick, because real men respect women.